Okay, this lab is going to show you how to create a query with multiple criteria. Basically, you want to pull out all Lorem Ut Inc. and Montes Nascature products sold on or after 6/1/2011 or after 8/15/2011. These are product recalls. And so you've got to get all of these tables up again, and then you've got to take these columns, put them in, and then put in all of these criteria right here. So Lorem Ut Inc. and this, Mont Nascura Inc. and that. And I have created a little text file here where I typed this in to make sure I had it perfect before I ran the query. But you can just type it straight into the query if you want. So what I'm going to do is open up Microsoft Access, and I'm going to go to create a query design, and I'm going to put all of these columns up on the window. Add. I find this tedious, so I'm just going to do it this way. Orders, products, suppliers. And I like to have everything organized so that the relationship lines don't cross, so I can see everything. Okay, so you've got all that in there. Then you have to get the appropriate columns out of every single table into your query design window. So let's take all that and let's get it. Let's look at what they want. They want the supplier ID and supplier company name in the query. So supplier ID and supplier company name. They also want you to put in the product ID and product name and the order ID and order date. Product ID and product name, order ID and order date. And then they also would like you to put in the customer ID, last name, first name, and phone. So I'm going to go the customer ID, customer last name, customer first name, and their phone number. Okay, so we have all that in there, which looks great. Now we've got to do the hard part, and that is to get all of the information in here. And this is where you have to spell things exactly the same way that they're spelled in the database. So in the instructions, they tell you how these things are spelled when they tell you what to put in the query design window. You see all this right here? That and that. But it has to, this is how you spell the name of the supplier, Lorem Ut Inc. period. Then that's how you have to spell it here in quotation marks because it's text. If you leave off that period, then it may cause an error. If you spell it incorporated, then that will cause an error. It has to be spelled exactly as it is in the database. And we could go into it and see, but we'll see it when we run the query. Just trust them that that's spelled properly. Okay, and then for me, just because I didn't want to make a mistake in the video, I actually typed it here properly and checked it to make sure I had it. So I'm going to put that there. And we also want all order dates after the certain date given in the instructions. And that was for this one, 6/1/2011. And notice how these dates have to be bounded not by quotation marks but by pound signs. See, there's a pound sign here and a pound sign there. But it's just around the date, not around the greater than or equal to, which means later than. Okay, and then we've got to put in the second company that has a recall, and that is Montes Nascature Inc. And its date is this. And now we can run the query and see that we got all of the two companies here, and you can see that that's how they spelt their names. And then these are all the orders and the customers placed by those orders. So something was wrong with it. Maybe, I don't know, it was bad jam or bad icing or something. But now let's check that and see whether we got it right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in our result set. And there are 6 rows as well. So that's done correctly. You can shut it down, save it, and they told you to save this as product recalls. So I'm going to click on that and go product recalls. And then that will be over here too. Please, I know I've got a number of other queries in here, but please name it so that when your professor is grading, they can see which ones you did. If you have any ones there that don't belong because you were messing around and trying things, then please just right click on them and remove them. Okay, so that's how you do the third query for the week 4 lab in Access 2016. And that's it. Thank you.